honorary stewards who served Wesley passionately in various capacities in their senior years. And through their lives, they model for us the right spiritual postures while waiting expectantly for the Lord's return. And in case you don't know what honorary stewards means, honorary stewards of our church are current or previous members of the local church executive committee elected to life membership in LCEC as a recognition of your long and faithful service. They are at least 70 years old or who have become physically incapacitated. Mrs. Gnana Thevathasan was 105 years old when God called her home 3 weeks ago. You know, as you can see in her obituary, God has blessed our beloved sister with many children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren. I counted them. I think it's 29. It's 29. And then loved ones spread over many parts of the world. How many of you know Mrs. Thevathasan? Yeah. Those of us who knew her would testify of her unwavering faith in God, even through times of difficulties and personal loss. In fact, Mrs. Thevathasan continued to serve with gusto well into her 80s, keeping herself busy with the Wesley Floral Fellowship, the Women's Society of Christian Service, Wesley Seniors Fellowship, and also solemnizing marriages as a justice of peace. And so let me share a light-hearted story our sister wrote for Wesley's 120th anniversary publication. 20 years ago, it was 80 then. You can read her entire article through this link that is shown here. Now in the story, Mrs. Thevathasan testified of how God providentially directed her to start floral arrangement as a ministry in Wesley through her husband, the late Dr. Thevathasan. Quote, "If I became involved in doing anything, it is often because of his encouragement. The garden and the floral arrangement for Wesley Church, for example. We used to see people bringing flowers to church, and the caretaker would plonk them in a bunch into a vase. Then my husband, having seen me arrange flowers from our garden for our house, said, 'Gnana, surely you can do better than that.' So I offered to start a floral arrangement service. Then others began helping me, and the group started growing. I never attended any classes, but my husband would come on Saturdays after work, and with his artistic eye would say, 'I think something is a little too much that should come up. And I think something is missing. You have to put something there.' And so by practicing and practicing, I improved. Now we are more than 60 members in the Floral Fellowship. Friends, today, 45 members of the Wesley Floral Fellowship carry on the legacy of Mrs. Thevathasan to put together floral offerings for the sanctuary every week. Can you see them? Have you noticed them when you walk in? Yeah? Right there. Yeah. You know, the beautiful flower arrangements you see on Sunday are the creative expressions of their love for God as they avail themselves to serve. And ladies and gentlemen, include gentlemen as well. If you find yourself drawn to the floral arrangements, perhaps, like Mrs. Thevathasan, God is directing you to this fellowship. And all you need is a willing and humble heart to learn from the team and to keep practicing. Yeah, I noticed quite a number of our seniors are there. I pray more of our seniors will come. Include, of course, the young ones are welcome as well. And so find out more about Wesley Floral Fellowship by checking out this article published recently on 30th October in Wesley Tidings. And I believe this article was published providentially written to actually honor our dear sister, Mrs. Thevathasan. Yeah, I believe that. I find joy in this belief.